So after playing my Trickster with basically the same build since launch, and without getting the items I've been looking for to test other builds and such, I decided a few days ago that it was time to switch it up a bit. So I decided it was time to level up an alt character. My class choice was quite easy since I was choosing between Technomancer and Trickster on launch. So I just went with Technomancer. So in today's video, I thought I would cover how I managed to get my level 7 Technomancer to a Challenge Tier 15 gold completion in less than 8 hours. So if you're looking to level up and gear an alt character, this should give you all the tips and tricks needed to do it fast and easy. So if that sounds interesting, then let's get this video started. So yesterday, my fresh Technomancer reached item level 50 and I beat the Challenge Tier 15, getting a gold with quite the ease. Looking back at it today, I noticed that it took me less than 8 actual hours to do it. So I figured in this video, I would give you guys my best tips on how to level your alts super fast in Outriders. Let's start this off to talk about where the time was spent during this progress so you know what you can expect. So I had a level 7 Technomancer from the demo that I decided to level up. And from level 7 to completing the main story, it took me less than 3 hours, putting me at almost level 27. And I guess worth to note, I did this with no sleep at like 6-7 in the morning. So if I can do that while almost being dead, I think you can do it as well. Then the expedition from Challenge Tier 1 to Challenge Tier 15 took me around 3.5 hours on stream. And then I did gold in around 30 minutes since I fixed my build and stuff and was starting the stream, and I did all of them on the first try really. Of course, it's worth to note that I was playing Technomancer, so the game really felt like easy mode. If you haven't played Technomancer, I would definitely recommend you to give it a try, and if you are playing a Technomancer, I would definitely recommend to test another class, because Technomancer, it's just a different game compared to the other classes in my opinion. Anyway, with all that covered, let's get into the actual tips and progress. So before you log into your new alt character, you want to do some preparations on your main character. So a downside with Outriders is that nothing is really account wide, which means your currencies, gear mods, legendaries and all that are not shared between your characters. But there is a simple trick to share your stuff. Since something that actually is shared between all characters is the stash. So take any items on your main character, in my case I took some blue items, then go to the mod vendor and put all the weapon and gear mods on the blue items that you want on your alt character and mod it to that gear. You can of course use epics or legendaries. I just took blues because I didn't really care about them. So when you modded all the gear, put it in the stash. Then you just log into your new character and you play until you have access to the stash, which should be the big city in the beginning if you started from scratch. For me though, since I was level 7, I had to play for like 30 minutes or maybe more with shitty gear before I unlocked the stash though. Anyway, pick up the gear and then you just deconstruct it. You will of course get the materials, but most importantly, you will get the gear and weapon mods. Now just mod the important mods you have and you will have a really good build from the start. In my case, I had a gun with killing spree and bone shrapnel, and talking about a gun like that, I would recommend you to check out my video I did yesterday on how to get an insanely good AR easy. The good thing with that AR as well is that it comes at level 10, so you could be using that from level 10 to even level 50, so it's actually perfect for what we're doing here. I also had toxic lead, meaning I could keep my blighted rounds up all the time already, making the leveling go super fast. Other mods I would recommend would be emergency stance and mitigation from death. Your damage is gonna be overkill most of the time, so I think it's a bit more important to have survivability, so you have a lot of room for error, so you can just relax and just get this done. Honestly though, it doesn't really matter too much while you level, since it is so easy anyway. Worth to note is that if you want materials, you can send over any level 50 gear to the stash and then pick it up on your alt character and deconstruct it for materials. So if you really want materials on your alt and you have some duplicate of legendaries, I would highly suggest to send over the legendary and then deconstruct it on the alt, since it will give you a lot of materials. Otherwise, as we will get to later, you can take your low level alt gear and put it in the stash, take it to your main and upgrade it right there, and then take it back to your alt all through the stash. So that is the first thing you really want to do. Then you speed run through the story at any world tier you want. I did it on world tier 3 mainly, but you can do this on world tier 1 and it doesn't really matter. Like, this is all about speed running it, since world tier doesn't impact the experience you gain, and we just want to get done with the story so we can do expeditions as fast as possible. So then around 3 hours later, I cleared the story and I almost hit level 27. Then the next time I got on, I instantly went and started expeditions, even though I was only level 26. I think I did my first expedition with some gear pieces being as low as like 17 or something that I had from doing the story. So I would definitely recommend you to upgrade your gear before you start the expeditions, even though the first ones are really easy. Something worth noting as well is that the time is quite important in the first expedition tiers, since if you get gold, silver or bronze medal, you jump 2 tiers instead of 1, and that obviously saves you a lot of time. I can't exactly remember how long it works like that or what medal is enough, so make sure you look at that before you start the expedition and try to get the minimum medal for that, so you will jump 2 tiers, since that will save you a lot of time while you progress. That also means that sometimes the enemies might jump 3 levels between your expeditions, so if it gets hard, then make sure you upgrade your gear. I would personally recommend to do the expedition Chem Plant for an easy way to get gold or silver. I mainly did Chem Plant, Colosseum and Boomtown. If you don't get the expeditions that you want, you can go back to the main menu and then log on to the character again, and the expeditions you can play will swap. Then just keep grinding the expedition challenge tiers, upgrade your gear here and there, and just keep going through it. I didn't really have any issues at all until like tier 13 or 14, and the reason it got a little bit hard there for me was because my gear was quite under geared, but I still pulled through and did it. So if you're having issues, just make sure you upgrade your gear, and if you get out of materials, send it over to your main and upgrade it that way. If you get out of materials on your main, I would recommend to watch my video that I made about materials. You can find it in the description. But yeah, I think that's basically how I got to Expedition Challenge Tier 15 Gold on my alt in less than 8 hours. If you need some tips for expeditions, I would recommend you to check my expedition guide that I did a few days ago. I should have a Technomancer build up on the channel in the upcoming days, since I'm still farming for some pieces. Anyway, let me know in the comment section below if I missed anything, and I will gladly answer it. I also stream at twitch.tv/widdz, where I might be able to answer you faster, so make sure you go and follow my Twitch stream so you don't miss any of my future streams. If you're interested in more Outriders videos, then make sure you hit the subscribe button, since I'm releasing Outriders videos daily. Make sure you also like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't like it. But with all that said, I catch you on the stream or in the next video. Might actually die here though. Don't die, please. It's actually crazy how fast you can kill the boss just with 1 mag of this. I don't think I've done like, this was a super sloppy run, right? And I think like this, I think I got this time post nerf once on Trickster. Sure, I haven't played much, but still, the fact that I just go in and do it on my second run on a Technomancer, super sloppy run, is fucking crazy.